And yeah, if you like this reading, as I always ask you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do. And yeah, I'm just going to start your reading right now. So the first card you have you passed is the Five of Wands. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing a few things here. This can be the mess card, silly, trivial arguments, fights, all of that kind of thing. There's a lot of frustration here. I think you had a practical situation you were trying to sort out. It might have had something to do with a technical problem or something like that, because I'm seeing a lot of confusion trying to find the right place to put something in terms of technology, not knowing why things weren't working, trying to fix them, trying to do things. And I think you had a lot of people dismissing you as well. You're trying to find a solution. No one was helping you. And I think it was really affecting you a little bit emotionally, actually, because a lot of people were really dismissing you. That's what I'm seeing, people dismissing you. So if you're still going through this, I think you can probably sort this out yourself. You probably don't want to hear that. But yeah, I think what you might have to do is get away from this whole thing for a while, because I think it's all kind of messed up in your head. You've kind of got this really frustrating thing and it's driving you crazy, and you can't think about this properly. You can't think about it clearly because you're all stressed. So if that resonates, try to get some time away. Try to kind of sit by yourself, get some time to yourself, get your phone or a notepad or something. And as your mind starts to relax, some ideas are probably going to start coming into your head, and just write them down anywhere on your phone or a notepad. Just let them all come in, even if they're crazy sounding. Because I think something's going to come into your head that's an alternative, something very, very different that you haven't thought of before. Because I think at the moment you're kind of banging on the same door and you're not getting the result. So you're going to have to look toward a different door to get that result. And I think to do that, to be able to actually see the door, you're going to have to calm yourself down and go off and kind of get right away from this whole thing and just calm down and do that. And I think that's when the solution's going to come in for you. So the next card you have, you pass the Eight of Wands. Yeah, here we are again, the same thing. I'm seeing a similar thing here. Lots of phone calls, trying to contact people, trying to get people to call you back, and they weren't doing that. Asking for help. You know, if you look at this little house on a hill, it's there on the bottom left hand corner there, and the wands are kind of flying over that, so they're missing the target. So what people were saying was not helping you, or they weren't saying anything, and it was really, really driving you a little bit crazy. You're very frustrated by this. So again, if this is all still happening for you, same again, just try and take some time out. Do what I said when I was talking about the other card. I won't say the same thing again. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is hope. I'm seeing a little bit of hope for action. I think someone was thinking about you. I think they were hoping to start something up with you. I think before they could do that, though, they had a lot to sort out. I think they had a lot to work through before they could even think about that. They definitely wanted this, though. You know, this is the card of action, but they had a lot to sort out. I think they might be with someone else, actually. So obviously this whole situation's very, very complicated for them. And I think it still is now. I think they're probably still going through this, all these problems. The big thing I can see about this person in this is that they like dreaming. I think they're a little bit of a dreamer. I'm just looking at these wands and they're kind of about to fall down and they're just going to fall wherever they land, of course. So I think what they were hoping was going to happen is they wouldn't have to take any action. They wouldn't have to do anything. Everything would just kind of fall into place. And that's not going to happen for them. They're going to have to do something. But at the moment, I think it's just easier for them to dream and think about this in a kind of dreamy, romantic way. So I think that's what they're doing. They're a very, very dreamy person. They're not a person of action normally, but eventually they are going to have to make some action, or take some action on this, I should say. So the last card you have you passed is the Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is the dreamy queen. This is the kind of romantic queen. She's all in her emotions. And I think this is what they were like, and they're probably still like that. There's a lot of indecision around this person, a lot of confusion. yeah, they're going to have to do something at some time because they're not happy where they are. They're not happy. If they're in a relationship, if they're in another situation and they're thinking about you and they're dreaming about getting out, obviously they're not happy where they are. I don't think they're saying anything though. I don't think they're letting on. They're probably being a bit guarded around everyone right now. It feels like an emotional trap that they're stuck in and they can't get out of. The Queen's staring at this cup. She's totally lost in her emotions, and she's hiding her emotions from other people. There's a lid on this cup, and so she's keeping a lid on things. And look at the arms on this cup. Look at the handles on this cup. They're like hooks. They're really sharp. They're like claws. So it's not the most inviting cup to pick up. So she's not happy to share it with other people. She's not inviting other people to share this with her. So I think they are sorting this out slowly in their own way, but it's probably still in their mind at this time. It's all in their mind. And this Queen's about imagination, romanticizing things. So again, they're just looking at this in a kind of an unrealistic, dreamy way, hoping for things to just fall into place, just like a movie script. They're not thinking about the reality of this right now, but eventually they are going to have to get up and stand up and face the reality of what they're involved in. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have your presence, the Ten of Wands, yes. Okay, so I think I can see why this person's so afraid of breaking away from where they are. Firstly, they have a big battle on their hands. I'm seeing a lot of pressure around them. I think this person that they're with might have helped them a lot practically. They might have even been some help coming from their family, maybe. I'm seeing a family around this. So there might even be some financial help, and it's going to be really hard for them to try and back out of this. It's a very complicated situation. It might be a family situation where they've lent them some money and they have to pay it back, or they might have traded something, or they might have promises around this financial help. And I think the second battle is that when you were with them, I think you worked really, really hard at this relationship. I think you worked a lot harder than they did, actually. So for them, they can see a lot of hard work in front of them as well, just in trying to convince you to see them again, because I think you've been through so much, and they're kind of thinking, well, they're not going to want to go through that again with me. So if I have to convince them, I've got a big battle in front of me. So they have this dilemma of decision making, where on the one hand they could stay where they are and keep on feeling unhappy, or they can battle for something that they don't even know what the result's going to be. So they've got kind of two very difficult, very not good decisions to make in front of them. So, and I think that's probably why it's easier for them to just dream, to just live in a fantasy. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're still doing. So the next card you have your presence, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I love this card. This is a very light, bright card. And it's about money. It's about all of that kind of thing, personal growth, things growing. The Page is like students. They want to grow. They want to get bigger. They want to learn. The feeling I'm getting around this, though, is a little bit of a feeling of you feeling a bit out of control, or a bit out of control of what's happening around you in terms of your own growth, your own personal growth, and also your career growth, job, business. This is about Pentacles, money, obviously. I'm just looking at these flowers around this Page's feet. They're wildflowers. They're untamed. They just grow. Doesn't matter what you do, they just grow. And if you look at what's behind him, I don't know if you can see it in the distance, there are these crops. It's just a brown section just behind him. There are these kind of lines in it, and they're crops that are growing. So they've been worked on, they've been laboured purposefully by man, obviously. So they're not growing naturally. So the feeling I'm getting is that you want to take more control over how things go. You want to plan things purposefully so that they grow into what you want. Of course you do. Everyone wants that. But I think a lot of the growth that you're going to have, a lot of the positive growth that you're going to have, especially in your career, might be found in the untamed. if that makes sense. So, sometimes the best things that come to you aren't the things that are planned. They just come to you naturally. So I think this might be a message to you. Somebody's started to drill. I can't believe this. I'm just going to keep on going because I don't want to stop this. I'm really sorry if you can hear that noise. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I think this might be a message to you to be a little bit more spontaneous. Maybe just go with the flow a little bit more. For example, if a random idea comes into your head, it probably isn't random. It probably isn't random. It's probably meant to go into your head. So don't think, oh, that idea that's come into my head, that's not a part of my plan. What's that? Doesn't even make sense. I don't know what that is. I'm going to reject that. I'm going to throw it in the rubbish bin. Don't do that. These are the things that are going to work for you, these random, seemingly random things that come in. So try to be a little bit more flexible because I think you might be getting some ideas or some internal messages and you might be ignoring them, you might be dismissing them. Pages can be about messages. So if things come into your head like that, definitely take notice of them, maybe even write them down so you don't forget them. Definitely do that and then act on them because these are ideas that are coming to you seemingly randomly, but they're important. They're like these wildflowers. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have your presence, the Nine of Cups. Okay, so yeah, beautiful. This is the wish card. So again, you're going to have to be a little bit more flexible in your mind. You're going to have to open your mind to what's coming in and don't dismiss these things that come into your mind to get what you're wishing for, to get what you're hoping for. The other thing I'm seeing is watch out for someone who might be offering you something that's a little bit too good to be true, or it sounds a bit too good to be true, I'm trying to say. Don't worry. Don't go around looking over your shoulder. I'm always being accused of making people paranoid. I don't mean to do that. I just want to warn people if I see things, that's all. But yeah, if you're hiring someone for something, or if you're thinking about making a purchase, don't automatically dismiss things. But I think someone might be either pretending they have more experience than they have, or they might be bigging up something, making it seem bigger or more impressive than it actually is. So if you are thinking about making a big purchase or hiring anyone or whatever, just look over things carefully, cross-check things, double-check everything, take your time. Don't let anyone tell you things like, oh, this offer ends tomorrow, hurry up, make this decision now. You don't have to make a decision now. Are they really going to be not selling it tomorrow, only today? No, of course they're going to want the sale tomorrow or the next day or the next day. So don't listen to anyone who says that to you. And there are plenty of other similar things around if you're making a big purchase. All you need to do is Google and there are 500 things there. Lots of alternatives. So take your time. If you need to change your mind, that's fine as well. They might say to you, don't change your mind. You can change your mind. You can do whatever you like. Take your time. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the Nine of Wands. Yes. So, okay, yeah, I think this is about this person who's thinking about you or dreaming about you, this dreamy person. They are going to get out of this situation they're in eventually, I think. It's going to be very difficult. There's a huge struggle ahead of them. And I'm seeing this sort of a dependence again. They're either depending on this other person who's around them, or they're depending on their family, because I was seeing family before and I'm seeing this kind of family involvement again here, or maybe this is family over involvement, because they're over depending. They're depending on this help. They're leaning on people a bit like this man's leaning on this wand. He is coming forward though, so there's going to be some kind of, when they do come forward, they are going to have to put up with some kind of financial loss or practical loss. They're going to have to go through a lot when they get out of this. So they'll probably feel a little bit battered, a bit down when they come out of this, but they are going to do this. So if you know who this is, just be aware that they are going to come forward to you at some time, and also be aware that they put up with a lot. They kind of went through a lot to come back to you. So just keep that in mind, because regardless of whether or not this is a good or a bad person for you, they must think a lot of you, because they really did go through a lot, or they're going through a lot to get to you. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, again, I'm seeing this person in this situation where they're relying on other people and they're feeling a little bit trapped by this. But yeah, they're starting to get out. They're starting to pull themselves out of this. And I'm also seeing a similar thing that I was seeing in the Page of Pentacles. I think there are some things that are being offered to you. I think there are some ideas coming to you. There might be some financial help coming to you. But I don't think you're opening your eyes or your mind to these things that are coming in. What I'm seeing is you have this kind of set plan in your head. You have your mind set on this thing. And, you're going along a certain road. You don't want to go off that road. And I think what this card's telling you is to go off that road, go outside the road, look outside of where you're going. You might even have to stop and take some time out of your normal work for you to be able to see these offers, these new opportunities. If you can't do that, at least try to take some time out, even if it's just an hour or 2 hours. Just do what you can to kind of clear your mind. You need to clear your mind so that you can open your mind to these things that are coming in. And there are some really amazing things coming in. I can see some kind of very unusual ideas, very, very different things that no one's done before or heard of before. And there are some offers as well, and financial offers as well. So just keep your mind open, but get that time out to yourself, clear your mind so that you can open it for these things to come in. So the last card you have in your future is the Tower. Yes. Okay, so I don't think this is as terrible as it seems. I'm not seeing any great big terrible things happening to you. So don't stress about this. I know this is a horrible card. It's a dreaded card. I think this is telling you that even though you're going down the road you're on, you're going down this road, you're going along, you're kind of determined to go on this road, especially in terms of your career. I think that's what this whole thing's about. You're going down this road, but it's very forced. It's laboured, if that makes sense. It's like you feel as if what you're doing doesn't seem natural to you, doesn't feel normal to you, doesn't feel right to you. So if what you're doing in your career or whatever this is, or it might be studying, if whatever you're doing doesn't feel like a natural direction for you, go in a new direction. Go in a direction that feels natural to you, feels freer for you. Go in a direction towards something that feels at home to you. This tower's fallen down because it's gone against nature, and nature's come and forced it down. So yeah, if this is resonating, my feeling is that the career direction that you're going in might not be the right one for you, and it might not be easy for you to hear, because I think you might have put a lot of work into this so far already, but the person who built this tower also put a lot of work in, and it wasn't supposed to be there. So so just have a think about all of that, and just think about who you are, what you love, what comes naturally to you, what you feel the most comfortable and natural doing. That's going to show you which direction to go in. Because again, with the Page of Pentacles, I was seeing these wildflowers. They just grow naturally. They're just beautiful as they are. You don't have to work at growing them. They just grow. So have a think about that. That might help you to kind of go in this new direction if this is all resonating with you. So Cancer, I hope this resonated. I hope this made sense to you. I know it was a bit mixed up, but general readings, as you know, can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. And thank you so much for watching.